Getting a job with AI is approximately 10 times more efficient than without it. Honestly, after recording this video, I've realized how much is every one of us missing out by simply not utilizing AI to create your resume, to create a cover letter, to update your resume to a specific job description so you'd get most of the keywords without doing that all on your own. And quite a lot of important points even of how can you get experience to put it on your resume. AI can also help you out with that. So let's find out which AI is better. Is it a ChatGPT or is it a Google Bard that can help you to get the job as soon as possible? But before we get into it, don't forget to give me a big fat thumb up, subscribe to our channel below if you are enjoying this channel, if you are appreciating all of the videos and the hard work I do so you guys could get material in such a nice way. And also, we have a Telegram and an Instagram communities, link to which you can find right below this video, where you can see all of the updates in the QA world, all of the news about AI, about our school, about the success of our students, and so on, and so on, and so on. Let's get directly into it. Oh, and I have prepared a surprise for every single one of you guys who wants to get an experience working for the US-based company from no matter where you are. You're gonna see how exactly you can do it right at the end of this video. Now let's get started. So first, and one of the most interesting ones, you've heard me saying a lot that we need to update our resume for every job description you're applying for. So Google Bard and ChatGPT can actually combine the job description and your resume so you would have an excellent resume that matches this specific position. Let's check it out. How can they do the job for you? So first, let's use ChatGPT version 3.5 since this is the free one and the most of the people nowadays are using this version. Okay, so first of all, how can we combine our resume and let's say resume from the LinkedIn profile and a job description. So before we get into it, let's find a job description. I'm going to search for a QA Tesla since I have a QA experience. Okay, let's see, senior software engineer. Let's see, jobs, QA Tesla. There we go. Staff software engineer, Fremont, up to $260,000. I think this is a good one to go. I'm going to click to see the job description itself. Awesome, and we have two options. One, we can copy a link and just drop it into Google, into ChatGPT and Google Bard, but let's ask both of them if they can accept links. Can you read information out of links I provide? I'm going to ask ChatGPT this question. Yes, please provide me the link you would like me to access and I'll do my best to extract information. Perfect. And let's ask same question, Google Bard. Can you read information out of links I provide? Yes, I can read information out of links you provide. Perfect. That's even better. So let's just copy this job description URL, paste it into ChatGPT and first ask it, please update please update my resume to match this job description to have a higher chance of getting this job. Okay, Shift Enter to jump to the next line. Then let's say job description. And we're going to paste the link and then my resume. And then I'm going to put a link right here to my resume or my LinkedIn profile. Okay, let's copy this text, hit enter. There we go. I apologize for the confusion, but as an AI model, I don't have direct access to browse the internet or open specific links. Didn't you say the yes, I can information from links you provide, please provide a link you would like me to access. I'll do my... That's quite interesting. Okay, that's quite confusing, I would say. Let's see what will Google Bard say in this way. Please update my resume to match this job description to have a higher chance of getting this job. Okay, actually, Google Bard did give us a result. Let's see. So sure, I can help you. Here are some things you can do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, use keywords through your resume. That's what we want you to do. Here are some specific changes you can make to your resume. Here's an example of how you can update your resume to match the job description. Old resume. Okay, so there must be, hold on, that's not my resume. Summary, software engineer with, interesting. So this is an example of old resume that I could potentially have and a new resume. That's it. Google Bard, that sucks. Okay, let's do it differently. Since both AIs were not able to help us, let's copy my entire resume and let's copy my entire description and paste it as the text. So I'm gonna click build the resume. I'll use the one I've used this morning at 8:44 a.m. because this is the latest one. I'm going to copy all the text from my LinkedIn profile, which will equal to my resume, including education. I will paste it here. Okay, update my resume so it could better match this job description. Okay, my resume. So now it should give us the result. And then before, we also have to give job description. So let's paste job description, which will be right here. Let's go back, find the job description we saw before. There we go. About the job, what to expect, all the perks, etc., and a salary itself. Okay, now we've pasted both. So let's copy everything, hit the enter, and see the result. Okay, while ChatGPT is writing it, let's paste the same thing into Google Bard and hit enter. And now let's get back to ChatGPT and see the result. Oh wow, it actually does the job. Let's see if it does it very well. Okay, to enhance your resume and build and better align it with the provided job description for software QA engineer Tesla, here are some suggestions. Okay, I appreciate your suggestions, but I would like you, can you please update my resume instead of giving me those tips? Oof, actually gave us a network error. So let's click regenerate response. Certainly, perfect. And I like the fact that it's even writing it in a code form, in a CSS. Interesting, why CSS though? I like the fact that it's separated, it looks more readable, but why CSS? There we go, VBNet, now it's something different. Let's read it. So let's see, skills, automation, Selenium, WebDriver, Playwright, robot framework. Looks good, programming languages, okay. So looks like it did update because I'm seeing frameworks and languages I'm not very familiar with and I did not have them on my resume before, but now I do have it. You know what? Let's compare two on the same screen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put two screens side by side and we're gonna compare both. So on this side, we're gonna have my resume, and on the right side, we're gonna have the updated version of it. So let's take a look. Okay, summary. Results-oriented software QA engineer with a passion for quality and extensive experience in building scalable QA teams, processes, networks. Let's see, expertise in. So the summary looks quite different, but I see similar words and I see the updated format. Proven track record in solving release and testing related issues and driving the automation of features during the development process. This looks very professional. I like it a lot because I did it in several bullet points and it was written differently, so it definitely updated the summary. Let's see the skills. Test automation. So these are pulled from these sections right here: infrastructure, test automation, and blog. Let's see, test automation, Selenium, Python, WebDriver, IO, Puppeteer, Cypress, Playwright, Robot Framework. Okay, and I think some of those are coming from the job description. Let's actually quickly compare it. So the job description itself I'm pretty sure it includes, let's see, there we go, C#, Java, JavaScript, Python, and Ruby. So all of those are here on the list. So my resume, I can definitely say, was updated with the help of ChatGPT, and it doesn't look too bad at all. Although I will have to learn these languages. So let's go ahead and ask it one more question. Can you list me all tools and languages you've added to my new resume, so I would know I would know what to learn. And I'm pretty sure it's going to give us a list of tools that were added, although some of them were already existing. Actually, half of them were already existing on my resume, but it's still a good list because I know what I know, and all of the new things I can take a look at, which is amazing. All right, let's see about what did Google Bard say about it. Okay, update. Okay, so that's what I've sent, and let's see Google Bard's response. Sure, I can help you to update your resume to match the job description. Here are some tips, some things you can do. Okay, I want to see. All right, and we're getting exactly the same response as before. Some old resume with a software engineer with 5 years of experience, which is completely unrelated. Although I see some of the languages are similar to what description had, but still, software engineer is quite insane. And experience, software engineer, Acme Corporation, 2017 to present. That doesn't exist on my resume. I have nothing related to, number one, those dates, number two, that company. So this is very unrelated. I will definitely give a point to ChatGPT, as Google Bard was not able to update my resume even close to call it success. Second one, mock interviews. You guys all have seen this video right here, right? If I'm not mistaken. That video is from me and my ex-students who are already working on the market. It's amazing that you can see actual real people who've been working on the market who are sharing their experiences, and that's literally the best. But sometimes you don't have access to those videos, or you've watched those, you want to see something new, or you actually want to practice answering interview questions just like we did on that video right there. So if you want to do so, you can ask ChatGPT and a Google Bard to mock interview you. So they would ask you questions, you would type in an answers, and they would evaluate your answers. You know what? Let's find out which one is better for that. Now let's ask if ChatGPT can mock interview me. Can you mock interview me for QA? Let's see, QA engineer position. And then let's ask Bard same question. Let's see, what did Google say? Of course, I'll be happy to conduct a mock interview for a QA engineer position. Please keep in mind this is a text-based format, so the interactive may differ slightly from a traditional way. Interviewer, welcome. Thank you for joining this mock interview for the QA engineer position. Could you start briefly introducing yourself and highlighting your experience? Candidate, my name is blah blah blah. I've been working. Oh wow! So it's not asking you questions. It's showing you how it's done. It shows you how the questions will be asked and what are the responses that you should give. My name is Sergey Kromchenko. I've been working as the QA engineer for past 5 years. I have experience in designing and implementing test strategies, creating automated test suites, and ensuring the quality of software products through thorough testing process. I have expertise in tools such as Selenium, Python, and various frameworks. I'm excited to discuss my experience further and learn more about this opportunity. Let's see, interviewer, that sounds great. Let's move on to technical aspects. Can you explain the difference between functional and non-functional testing? Certainly. Okay, this is great. This is literally great. You're reading an interview. You're reading a story of an interview and how did it go? So we can even continue with that. And let's see, what did Google Bard say on the other side? Sure, I can mock interview for a QA engineer position. Here are some questions that I might ask. Okay, that's definitely poor answer compared to ChatGPT. But let's be more specific since we're talking to AI. Can you ask me questions for QA engineer position? And you know what? Let's make it specific. Let's go back to that same, let's go back to the same LinkedIn job that we found at Tesla. So let's say QA Tesla. Then we're gonna click jobs. We're gonna get this one. And let's ask both of these AIs to interview us based on this job description. Oops, let's go all the way up. I think this will be much better because you will get prepared. You will try to get prepared to a certain position, not generally. Can you ask me questions? Can you prepare me for an interview for this position? All right, let's see. Certainly, here's a preparation guide for the soft. Whoa, that's amazing. We're getting a lot here. So what we have to review, understand, research, practice, prepare questions. That's awesome. Let's copy my question and paste it into Google Bard. Let's see, what will the Bard say? Can you prepare me? Okay, what to expect? Okay, that's what we gave this. Okay, that's right. Sure, I can help you prepare for an interview. Here are some things you can do. Research. Okay, we understand that. Thank you. That's awesome. Here are some specific questions that you might be asked. That's really good. Well, let's actually read them. Tell me about your experience as a QA engineer. What are the strengths and weaknesses? So these are most common questions. These are not related to this specific position. Okay, some of these might be specific to this position, but mostly they're not. These are general questions. So this is a very poor list of questions, I can say, compared to ChatGPT. So let's go back to the ChatGPT and ask it in a different way. This time we're gonna paste the question and we'll say, can you question me and evaluate my answers related to, this position. And we would like to get it evaluated and evaluate my answers from 1 to 10 related to this position. How about that? Okay, nice. Certainly, I will ask you a series of questions related to the position and evaluate your answers on a scale of 1 to 10 based on the relevance and quality. Awesome. Can you explain your experience in test automation, how you contributed? Okay, I'm going to answer one of these questions so we could evaluate the actual evaluation of the ChatGPT. Oops, let me quickly copy the question. Or just say first one. So the question states or asks, can you explain your experience with test automation and how you have contributed in maintaining high quality bar in previous roles? Sure, I have been writing test automation for more than 5 years and have used multiple programming languages such as Java, Python, C#, and Jazz. Okay, I've utilized different frameworks accordingly. Lately, I've been automating UI with Cypress and API with Axios, both of which are based in Node.js. Okay, it also asks how have you contributed. How have you contributed to maintaining a high quality? I've rewritten an old test automation framework from Selenium. I've rewritten old Selenium test automation framework with Cypress and have utilized page object model to centralize centralize. How do you say centralize? Thank you. To centralize framework, make it easy to read and maintain. Also, I've contributed to maintaining high quality. I've set up new coding standards in my team, so an entire team could write code in one manner. Okay, how about that? We give somewhat, standard coding standards like that. We gave somewhat okay answer. Let's see how will it evaluate it from 1 to 10. You demonstrated experience, blah, blah, blah. Excellent collaborating. Excellent collaborating. Hold on. Response. Your answer demonstrated strong experience in test automation, various programming languages or frameworks, your ability to adapt different tools, blah, 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 blah. Additionally, your initiative to rewrite an automation framework, okay, highlights leadership, commitment to maintaining high quality code. Overall, I would rate your answer 9 out of 10 for this relevance and quality. Honestly, I would give myself a little bit less for that answer, but still, I would say probably 7 out of 10, but ChatGPT gave me 9 out of 10. So I mostly agree with it, especially since I know that it's trying to make me feel good. And looks like it also gave us some feedback. Excellent collaborating with software engineers is essential for successful testability. I ensure close communication. So I think this is an answer to the second question, which is amazing. So it's already pushing me forward to answer other questions. Awesome. I think ChatGPT definitely did a great job, and we're going to give it another point compared to Google Bard. Cover letter assistance, number 3. I'm one of those engineers, leads or managers that have never written a cover letter. And in my opinion, I do not need that. But some employees will require it or will appreciate it. So why don't we see which AI will create a better cover letter for specific job description from Tesla. So I have written a story that will answer a question, tell them about yourself. And I'm going to paste it right here. And I haven't even included some laugh a little bit right here. So I would show my personality. And let's ask the question of the ChatGPT. So can you evaluate my answer to tell me about yourself? Question for QA engineer position. I'm going to copy it. I did make a couple of mistakes. Thank you, Grammarly. I appreciate it. I'm going to copy it, and I'm not going to fix all the mistakes because ChatGPT will do it for me. So let's send it, and also let's send the same question to Google Bard and see what will be the difference in both. Awesome. Your answer provides a good overview of a current role as a QA engineer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. However, would it be beneficial to provide more specific examples or achievements related to your current job responsibilities? You could mention any notable projects or challenges you have faced and how you successfully addressed them. Additionally, highlighting your experience in working closely with cross-functional teams and your ability to effectively collaborate would further strengthen your answer. Great, it gave me 7 out of 10. Can you please update my story so I would get 10 out of 10? Let's see if we can actually improve our story. Certainly. Okay, to streamline our workflows, my team relies on the range of cutting-edge tools we utilize, blah, blah, blah. Any of the notable achievements, one of the notable achievements of Codemify includes implementing Cypress as the preferred test automation framework for both UI and API testing. This decision resulted in significant improvements in test efficiency, reliability, and maintainability. By harnessing the power of Cypress, we're able to achieve comprehensive test coverage while reducing test execution time. Furthermore, my expertise in SQL, okay, so pretty much it did include everything I've asked it to. It did include some achievements that I have potentially done at the company I work for. And it also say, hey, in addition to my technical proficiency, I pride myself in being proactive team player and strong collaborator. This is amazing. Let's give it, again, 11 out of 10, to be honest. And let's see what did Google Bard say. Sure, I can evaluate your answer to tell me about yourself for the QA engineer position. Your answer is well organized and provides a good overview of your excellent skills you've clearly stated. Let's see, I would like to know more about your experience with test automation. What tools do you use? So it did ask me follow-up questions right here. I would also like to know more about your experience with bug track reporting. What tools do you use? What is the process for tracking and reporting bugs? Okay, I think overall, I think your answer is a good, let's see, your answer is a good start. I would like to learn more about experience. Okay, so it seems like it's actually asking me follow-up questions instead, or compared to ChatGPT, which gave me advices of what to improve. So let me ask the same question. Well, not 10 out of 10. Can you improve my story so it would become an excellent, let's see, excellent answer to tell me about yourself question. Let's see what will Google Bard say then, compared to ChatGPT, of course. Okay, I am passionate about quality assurance, and I'm always looking for ways to improve quality of software. I'm also a team player, and I'm always willing to help others. I'm confident that I have the skills and experience that you are looking for in software engineering. So this is kind of pleasing them in some way. You're saying, hey, I'm very confident, I have a great experience that will fit your company. I do not like to say it that way, because in some way you're saying, hey, I'm really good for this position, please hire me. You should never do that, once again, in my honest opinion. I am eager to learn more about position, and I'm confident that I would be available asset for a team. Once again, you're saying, hey, I'm good, hire me, I'm good, hire me, I'm good, hire me. You don't do that. Here are some specific things that you can do to improve your answer. Okay, this is very short and very raw. I think that's because Google Bard is still somewhat newer than a ChatGPT and much more experimental. So this will get probably 4 out of 10 again, and ChatGPT will get 11 out of 10, including the fact that this is ChatGPT versus version 3.5. Learning new concepts. You guys know that if you've been working for a company for 3 years, you've learned quite a lot of things. Maybe you learned basics of CI/CD. But when you go for an interview, you might get questions that will involve more knowledge that you have about CI/CD. So why don't you spend a little bit of time and improve or deepen your skills of CI/CD with the help of ChatGPT or Google Bard? Let's see which one's better. Since some of you guys might not be familiar with the CI/CD, I'm going to ask approximately 5 questions to learn what CI/CD is and how can I use it. So let's start with the ChatGPT. What is CI/CD and how can QA, engineers use it? Let's get the question here and let's get the question there and compare answers. CI/CD stands for continuous integration, continuous deployment, or continuous delivery. It is a software development practice that involves automating the process of integrating code changes, building and testing software, and deploying it to production environments. The primary goal of CI/CD is to enable teams to deliver software more frequently, reliably, and efficiently. For QA engineers, CI/CD plays a crucial role in ensuring the quality of software throughout its development lifecycle. Here's how QA engineers can use CI/CD. Number 1, and that's what I actually teach at our Codemify course. Test automation. QA engineers can leverage CI/CD to automate various testing activities, such as unit tests, integration testing, or end-to-end testing. This is the part that we are covering in at our coding bootcamp. By integrating testing into the CI/CD pipeline, QA engineers can regularly execute these tests to quickly identify and resolve issues early in the development process. Exactly. Continuous testing, CI/CD, enables QA engineers to continuously test software as it processes through different stages of pipeline. Automated tasks can be triggered automatically whenever there are code changes. We also teach that at our course. Providing fast feedback and the quality of the software, allowing for rapid bug detection and resolution. Testing environment management. That's actually a really interesting one. QA engineers can use CI/CD to manage test environments effectively. The pipeline can automate the provisioning of test environments. So this will be done when you're working for the large companies or enterprises that will have multiple testing environments for every team, or even you would be able to spin it up for your own needs. Pretty much, let's say, imagine that you have QA team working in OpenAI, so it'll be qa.chat.openai.com, and this will be an environment where all of the QA engineers are testing the ChatGPT. But imagine that you have 100 test engineers or QA engineers, and you would have a pipeline that will allow you to create this type of website for your own needs. That would be sergi.qa blah blah blah. Awesome. I ain't gonna move forward. I think it did include 5 most important points: deployment verification, collaborative feedback loop. That's amazing. I definitely agree with that. I'll give it 10 out of 10, not 11. It looks excellent. Let's see what will Google Bard tell us. CI/CD stands for continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. Or continuous deployment, you should have probably said. It's a set of practices that it automates the software development process. CI/CD can help QA engineers in a number of ways, including improving quality. It can improve the quality of this by automating testing process. This could help to identify and fix bugs early in development process before they're released to production. I agree. Reducing risk. CI/CD can help you to reduce risk of releasing buggy software development process. This can help to ensure software is only released. I agree with that. Saving time, improving communication. Here are some specific ways QA engineers can use CI/CD. Automate test cases, integrate with bug tracking systems. This can help to ensure that bugs are identified and fixed quickly. Use CI/CD to deploy software to production. Let's see, but that'll be done not by the QA team. That'll be done by the DevOps team overall. This can help to ensure, maybe I didn't read it completely, QA engineers can use CI/CD to deploy software to production. Well, QA engineers do not deploy software to production. That is done by developers, in most cases by DevOps team, which is a separate team in a development or in engineering. So I kind of like it, but overall it's probably 7 out of 10, I would give it, because this is not correct, and so that should not be here for sure. And also, so we're left out with only points for the cases of usage of CI/CD of QA engineers, which is very uncomparable with what we got from the ChatGPT. So let's stick to 6 here and 10 here. Thank you, ChatGPT, again. Preparing for coding challenges and solving them. This is one of my favorite topics because I'm actually using one of these tools. You will see which one after I test both, but I'm using one of these tools all the time to compare how good am I still. I still am. Am I? You tell me which one is correct. Let's ask ChatGPT and Google Bard, how can I get prepared for a coding challenge? The coding challenge for QA, let's see, automation engineer position, or an SDET. I'm going to copy this question and I'll ask Google Bard the same one and we'll compare both. Okay, let's go, come back here. So number 1, review programming languages. Okay, that's great. So you gave me 9 points of how to get prepared. Okay, let's see, what did we get from Google Bard? I feel like Google Bard is giving us the same structure all the time with the 2 lists. So pretty much 1 list here, 1 list there, 1 list here, 1 list there. Okay, practice writing test cases. One of the most important skills for QA, the ability to write test cases, practice writing test cases, variety of software applications. Hold on, didn't I ask you for a coding challenge? Interesting. Well, you do have to know how to write test cases, but when you get a coding challenge, you have specific ask to solve an algorithm problem. So this is not very related, I can say, but let me know, guys, in the comments below if you do think it is related. Learn about different testing tools. Hold on, the variety of testing tools. People learn different tools and how they can be used to automate testing processes. That's a very general one. Okay. Practice coding. That's good. That's really good. One of the best ways to prepare for coding challenge, practice coding. Solve coding problems. I agree with that. There are a number of websites. Read about software engineering principles. Okay, I agree with that. Be confident. That's a very important skill, by the way. One of the most important ones when you are looking for a job. Confidence. Here are some specific things you can do. Here are some specific ways that QA engineers, here are some specific things. Yeah, I think it's following one pattern all the time, and it doesn't seem to be the best decision to do so. Okay, read coding challenges carefully. Break the coding challenge down into smaller steps. This is very helpful. I honestly would give this one separately 10 out of 10 because not a lot of people are thinking about it, and breaking coding challenges into smaller steps is the key of success. Start coding. Don't be afraid. Start coding. Okay. Ask for help. Awesome. So let's compare 2. Stay up to date. Practice time management. Mock coding challenges. Look for platforms. Coding challenges specific to blah blah blah. Okay. Learn test automation frameworks. Okay, I kind of like both, although Google Bard was a little bit general and unspecific. So let's take it to the next level. Great. Can you show me 10 the most popular coding challenges for QA/SDET position with the solutions. Okay, I'm going to copy it and also send it to Google Bard. Let's see which one will give us a better answer. Okay, so we're getting 10. hold on, I've asked you solutions. I asked you for with the solutions. Okay, it did not give me solutions. That sucks. Can you give me solutions for all of these challenges in JS? Because I'm an expert in JavaScript. Okay, now it understands it. So let's see if Google Bard. Okay, Google Bard did better, although it did it in Python, which is totally okay because I did not specify which programming language we should use. Reverse a string. Okay, so is a palindrome. Okay, solution, Fibonacci sequence, is prime number. Yeah, those are actually very, very common challenges. Okay, so what I like, for the first time, I like Bard better because it gave me solutions right away and a ChatGPT did not understand it right away. So we're going to give an extra point to Google Bard, but let's ask it if it can do it within JS. Can you do it in JS? So I would see same ones in JavaScript. Okay, Google Bard is thinking. Okay, it's done thinking. So we have find duplicate number, reverse string. Are these the same? Let's double check it just to make sure. So the first one is find duplicate number. That's correct. So they are the same. JS, let's see, reverse string is palindrome, Fibonacci sequence is prime number, sum of all even numbers in array. Okay, it looks good. It looks good. It gave me 10, the most popular one. I definitely agree. Those are very, very popular one on a basic level. And also we've got the same thing from, let's see, from ChatGPT is palindrome, Fibonacci, factorial is also popular. What did we get for? Hold on, didn't I ask for 10? Okay, let's specify that. Didn't I ask for 10 challenges with solutions? I'm being a little bit rude, but it's AI. You can be a little bit rude with AI. Just kidding. So let's see. Apologize for the confusion. Here are the remaining 6 coding challenges for the solution in JavaScript. Okay, this time I think Google Bard did better. So I think Google Bard is a little bit more advanced in understanding the questions related to algorithm challenges. Building your own portfolio is one of the greatest things you can do before you even apply for a job. And both of these AIs can help you to learn, number one, how to write test automation frameworks, and number two, to build a portfolio of multiple test automation frameworks for UI, for API, for mobile, on your own. So you could upload it to the GitHub, and whenever you would apply for a job, you would also attach a link and say, hey, here is a list of test automation frameworks I've built on my own, so I could show you what I can do before I even apply for a job. Let's ask ChatGPT if, can you help me to build a portfolio of test automation frameworks and test automation frameworks in Cypress. Then we're gonna use, let's see, Playwright and Robot Framework. I would like you to create test automation frameworks with all 3 tools above and show me how exactly it's implemented. For example, at facebook.com login page. For facebook.com login page. So pretty much we're asking ChatGPT to create test automation framework with 3 frameworks above for facebook.com login page. And from there, hypothetically, we will take it to the next level, expand it, and maybe add more test coverage to it. Okay, so first what it does, it does what we've asked it for. It gave us a single test and a single file for the Facebook login page with Cypress, with Playwright, and with Robot Framework. So this is not exactly what I need, but this is what we've kind of asked for, or that's the basics we've asked for. We've asked for entire framework, but it did not give us everything. So let's ask the ChatGPT to give us expanded version of it. Can you give me an expanded, expanded version, come on, version of it? Include other files needed to make it pretty advanced, as this is going to be a showcase of my skills. I'm going to send this message to ChatGPT, and also let's see, code snip. Let's double check the BART first. So I did the same thing what ChatGPT did with Cypress, with Playwright, and with Robot Framework. Okay, now let's ask the same follow-up question. Can you give me an expanded version of it? So let's see, what did ChatGPT give us? Certainly, here's an expanded version of the framework. This includes additional files and structure to showcase advanced feature and best practices. Amazing. So this is the test file. This is the Facebook Cypress folder, integration folder, Facebook login spec file. Okay, we have 2 tests now, and we have a before each. Okay, that's better. Then it tells us to use Cucumber. Okay. Then let's see, support commands. It even created an advanced, well, not advanced, but pretty much a custom command from Cypress, so we could use login instead of hard coding it in the future, which is good. But in order to combine all these things together, you do have to have a lot of experience. I'm telling you that, guys, right away, because if you simply copy paste, it will, number one, it will not work because you don't know where to paste it. Number two, even if it will work, you have created this helper method, but it has never been used so far here. So you better know what you're doing. And if you guys are not familiar with Cypress, check out this link about this video right here, so you could learn the basics of Cypress. Okay, Cypress support index, import commands, awesome. Playwright. Okay, let's see. Launch, context, new page, awesome. Okay, so Playwright did not get other files. It only got 1 test file and nothing else. Although, hold on, where's the page? So page.fill, okay, I see. That makes sense. So this is pretty much almost the same as what we had before in the first version of the test with Cypress from ChatGPT. So it just added a few more basic things to it. A Robot Framework is also 1 file. It's not a framework. So pretty much ChatGPT did expand only first framework, which is Cypress. Let's see, how did Google Bard do? Sure, here's an advanced version. Adding files, .env, okay, code snippet, base URL, Facebook, okay, that's good. This goes to configuration file. Code snippet for .env, awesome. So we're saving username and password. This is good, that's really good actually. Then we have our test here. Okay, I even like this one partially better than partially better than a Cypress because, well, it does not have a before each, and it does not have a custom command, but it did say that, hey, one of the best practices is to hide your passwords in the environmental variables. One of the best practices is not to put it on your website the way, directly in your test, the way it's done right here. So it did show a dummy username and password, but it still did not say that we have to hide it. It didn't specify that anywhere. Well, it did create helper method where you have to pass it, but still, it didn't specify where do you save it. So I'm giving an extra point to Google Bard for showing some advanced techniques of Cypress. But let's check out Playwright. So Playwright includes multiple files, code snippet for configuration file, and a code snippet for the test, which is already better than the Cypress because Cypress only gave us one single file right here. That is it for the Playwright. And then Robot Framework also specifies testing environmental variables and specifies its test. So Google Bard definitely did a bit better job than ChatGPT by showing us how to create a test automation framework and some of the best practices. So starting from this point, you guys could ask more follow-up questions to give you more, for example, more files and specify where do I store variables? Where do I store my username and password? How can I utilize page object model? So we could ask a lot of questions. If you guys do want me to do so, please leave a comment below, and next time I'll create a separate video of creating test automation framework from scratch with AI. If not, let's just continue to the next point. Negotiation is something that a lot of people are missing. I have been interviewing hundreds of people for the last several years, and 2 or even 1 person out of 10 will know how to negotiate a salary, how to negotiate a title. Most of the people do not even think that they can negotiate a title. But the question is, how much does the company want you? And what will they do in order to get you? Same thing as you're dating with a girl. You will do a lot for a girl, right? Same applies for the employer. Employer that really wants to get a high quality engineer, lead, or manager to the company, they will even offer you a better title, more money, more stock, better benefits than anyone else gets if they really want you. Let's see if ChatGPT and Google Bard can help you with that. So how can I get experience working for a company while I have just graduated from the QA bootcamp? That's what a lot of people ask. So let's find that out. And let's see what are the answers. First one, internships or apprenticeships. Apprenticeships. What are those? Interesting. Okay, I guess the same thing as internship. That makes sense. Freelancing or contract work. Okay, you could potentially use those websites to get experience. That's a good advice, actually. You could always try. But without experience, usually you will fail unless you find someone who doesn't understand how does it work and they look for a professional and they simply pay you money without testing you, without interviewing you. Personal projects. That's also a good option. You can always create your own project and demonstrate your QA skills. And this will actually brings up to one of the previous points of building your own portfolio. You build your own portfolio of test automation frameworks. In the same way, you could create or find, actually creating one would be even a better practice. You would create a website and test it. But not a lot of times you understand how you can create a website. Open source contributions. This is mostly for those who are really good at coding. For those who are really good at coding, and one more time, really good. On average, people who are done with education, they're not fully ready to contribute into some open source projects. Sometimes they are. Some of the best students can do that, but most people cannot. Networking and professional organizations. Attend industry events, conferences. this makes sense, can lead you to opportunities. Yeah, that's a good option. Networking is always one of the best options because lately, probably last couple of jobs that I got, they were through the networking. They were not through applying for a job, but people actually reaching out to me by knowing what I've done before. Personal development, continuously improve your skills. That is correct, but still, you cannot get experience by developing your skills. You need actual experience. Personal branding, creating an online presence through the website. This is a good option. A lot of our students do that. They create articles, they write articles, they post them on a LinkedIn. So it creates an online presence or personal branding. And then later on, recruiters might see it and like, hey, cool, I like your article. That was really professional. Are you interested in the job opportunities? But once again, you need to have experience so people would look at you seriously. Volunteer work. This is a good one. Find a company that offers that needs QAs but cannot pay for it. It could be a volunteer organization. It could be Red Cross. So message companies and say, hey, I would like to work for a company for free just to get experience, and you guys will get free QA engineer in exchange. So this will help you. This will significantly increase your chance of getting experience. And I feel like we're missing 9th point after the 8th one, which is join the bootcamp that offers you experience working for the US-based startup, which we offer at Codemify.com. If you're interested, you can find a link below. And also, for those people who are not in the US and who are not ready to pay so much money, we have prepared something else. You will see it in a few seconds. So for those who want to get actual experience working for the US-based startup, here's how it's going to go. So I'm going to open up an access to one of the startups our company is running. And you guys, for approximately of cost of the $40 per month, so the rest of the entire world could sign up for it. What you're gonna get is, number one, as soon as you sign up for this membership, you're gonna get access to the company Jira, where you will get tickets on a weekly basis. And by this, I mean that you will receive tickets that were done by developers, and you would have to test an application in a QA environment. By the end of the week, we're gonna get a release to production, and then you will have to test and verify the tickets in production as well. And then by the end of the week, after the release, you're gonna get an email with all the bugs that you were supposed to find. And then if you would like to get someone to check your tickets, to pretty much check your homework, you will have ability to rent a mentor from our school who will dedicate half an hour to go through your tickets, give you feedback. By doing this, all of you guys will get experience working for the US-based startup, and you will be able to talk about it during an interview. When you go for an interview, you will not have to come up, as some of you guys told me in the comments below our videos, that, oh, people probably are coming up with the BS companies that have been working for them. No, that's not true. You actually get to work for a startup, and then when you go for an interview, you talk about your experience. You talk about the bugs you found. You talk about the situations with the releases. You talk about the hot fixes. So this product will be for those who already have experience, or for those who already went through the course but could not find a job and still wants to practice. So you guys will practice UI testing, and you guys will practice API testing. Just a note, this is just the practice that you'll get for approximately $40 per month. You do not get access to the course. You do not get access to any of our videos. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to add a link right below this video so for the waiting list, because we're planning to kick off this project, if you will be interested, on July 1st, 2023. If you're ready for it, if you would like to sign up for it, please sign up for the wait list below, and we'll see you on July 1st. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have learned a bunch. And now, please tell me, what do you think? Which AI is better? Is it a ChatGPT v4 or is it a Google Bard? Because in my opinion, both of them have their own advantages. But which one do you like? That's the main question. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time.